Well, back to politics, and is the political rhetoric fueling some people to go just too far? A recent McCain-Palin rallies, at recent ones anyway, there have been reports of people shouting angry and even violent language directed at Barack Obama. Now, the McCain campaign says it does not condone the inappropriate rhetoric and distractions from the real questions from voters. But here's some of what's being heard this week at those rallies, and it's now being posted on the internet.
In short, who is the real Barack Obama?
I hope Americans know that is not what our brave men and women in uniform are doing in Afghanistan.
Ron Christie is a Republican strategist, and Daniela Gibbs-Leger is with the Center for American Progress. Thank you both for joining us. Ron, let me read some of the things that we've heard at these rallies, or people have heard. They kill him. That was the first little bit of sound. Someone yelling, kill him, referring to Barack Obama in the background. Then treason has been yelled out, terrorist, and even someone's heard someone at the rally say, off with his head, referring to, again, Barack Obama. Are you worried at all that the undecided voters out there, or maybe even people who are having a tough time making a decision, will see this as a turnoff for the Republican ticket if that kind of language and if that kind of behavior is exhibited at these rallies?
I don't think so, Tamara, and I think you have isolated incidents with some very sick and very despicable individuals. I think that language and that sort of discourse has no place in our political discussions today. I think Senator McCain and Governor Palin can draw plenty of distinctions between themselves and the Obama-Biden ticket. And if there are people who are using this type of language, they ought to be removed, they ought to be taken out. They have no place in this Republican Party.
Ron, do you think the statement that the McCain campaign saying it does not condone this kind of inappropriate behavior, is that enough, or do they need to do more?
Well, I think it is enough for this point, Tamara. I mean, if you don't know who the individuals are who are coming, and they're acting on their own and they're saying these things, you can't screen everybody and say, oh, by the way, if you come to a rally, are you going to say these sort of things? You don't know that in advance, but I think it's very important that they've sent the message and they've issued the statement. That type of behavior is unacceptable.
Let's bring in Daniela in this conversation. Daniela, I want to play with what Joe Biden said yesterday when he was talking about these people saying treason at a Palin rally just this week.
And the idea that a leading American politician who might be Vice President of the United States would not just stop mid-sentence and turn and condemn that, you know, this is slippery slope. This is a place we shouldn't be going.
Daniela, I spoke with Nancy Pfotenhauer, an advisor for Senator McCain's campaign, and she said, listen, Governor Palin can't hear what these people are saying. It's a large venue, and you can't really hear if someone is yelling, in most cases, these awful words. Do you buy that argument there?
You know, maybe that is true. Maybe she can't hear it when it happens, but as soon as she found out that it was said, as soon as the rally was over and as soon as the press reports came out, she herself should have come out strongly, maybe at her next rally, and said, look, you know, this kind of language isn't acceptable. And what you really need to think about is, why is it that in recent weeks more and more of this sort of language and this sort of vitriol has been heard coming out of the McCain campaign rallies? And I think you have to look at what the McCain campaign themselves are actually saying. You know, they said they didn't want to talk about the economy. If they talked about the economy, they would lose. And they have become increasingly negative themselves. So it's not necessarily surprising that you would see
Ron,
that.
I'll let you answer that. You're a Republican strategist here. Why do you think this is happening now? You got people yelling, kill him, from an audience.
Tamara, I think it's entirely unacceptable and entirely out of place.
But why do you think it's happening?
I can't answer that any more than any of us can. I mean, to get in the minds of people who are sick and deranged who want to come up, perhaps, Tamara, they recognize that there are a lot of cameras that are out there that are listening to Governor Palin and Senator McCain speak, and they think, aha, I can get my moment of fame, I can get my 20 seconds. This has no reflection of the McCain campaign, where they stand, where they want to lead the country. I think it's people who are looking for their ticket of fame, and they're getting their audience on national television.
All right, Ron, Daniela, go ahead, Daniela.
But Ron, but don't you think it has something to do with the tone that the McCain campaign has taken? I mean, they've gone into increasingly personal attacks against Senator Obama, and I really do think that has something to do with the way their audience is reacting towards them.
There's a difference between rough and tumble politics and talking about someone's record or their associations. Racist or murderous language, I think, has no place in politics, and that is not attributed to the McCain campaign.
All right, I'll let you go on that point. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Daniela. Certainly appreciate it. Well, for the first time, and it's 70